Your closet isn't just a storage space for your clothes. It's not where your suitcases should go, your random things that you don't know where else to put them. Your closet is a place that should hold your wardrobe and make it easier to get dressed. And there's certain systems that will help you do that. And after more than 17 years as a personal stylist, there are some really clear systems that I use for my closet and that I recommend to my clients as well to make getting dressed easier. When you have these simple systems in place, everything becomes so much easier and simpler when you're getting dressed in the morning. And it doesn't require anything complicated or expensive storage solutions or even a walk-in closet. They're really just more like routines and habits and systems that make it easier to see what you have, easier to get dressed in the morning, and easier to just have a closet that works. So in today's video, I'm going to share the 7 systems that make it easier to get dressed. So the first thing I do is I organize my clothes by category. So you'll see here I have my tops, everything that I wear on top. So it goes from sleeveless options to short sleeve options to long sleeve options to layers to jackets. So this whole area is my tops. And then on this area, I have more of my dresses. I have a jumpsuit or 2 in the front, and then I have my skirts. So my dresses are all together. And again, it's from short sleeve to long sleeve. And then I also even break down those categories more by type. So I go from casual to dressy. So you'll see here I have a very casual, it's a t-shirt dress, it's a light color. And then I have a black. So I go from light colors to dark colors, and then from casual to dressy. So here are more of my dressier dresses. I start with one that's strapless, and then I have sleeveless, short sleeve, long sleeve. And I'm also organizing by colors, light to dark. So for the options that I have that are sleeveless, I have white and then black. Then the options that I have that are short sleeve, I go from light to the darker color, and then long sleeve. I go from the lighter print to all the way to the black print that I have. And then I have my dressier dresses. So it goes, each category is broken down into subcategories to make it easier to make outfits. And then down here I have category of my bottoms. So I have my shorts, I have my casual to dressy shorts, then I have my more casual pants like joggers and jeans, and then I have some more of my dressier pants and then skirts. When you organize your closet in a way that makes everything accessible and pieces are categorized together, you can see what you have. So many times I'll go into a client's wardrobe and we'll see that they're having tops with bottoms or different colors together, or casual pieces with dressy pieces. Everything's kind of mixed in, and that ends up leading to more overwhelm when you're getting dressed, more questions about where are my pieces. And a lot of times what also happens is you end up shopping more because you forget pieces that you have. I will tell you 9 out of 10 times when I go into someone's closet and it's not organized by categories, we'll go through and we'll organize the pieces. We'll put the like items together, the tops with the tops, the bottoms with the bottoms, from casual to dressy, from light colors to dark colors. And after we do that, we're able to see all the things someone has. And sometimes what we'll see is, wow, I have a lot of white t-shirts, but no black ones. And wow, I have a lot of blue jeans, but no dressy pants. You can start to see the things that you're missing, the gaps in your wardrobe, and everything is also accessible so that you know what your options are for getting dressed. So organizing your closet by categories has saved me so much time getting dressed and made everything more efficient and easy because I can see what my options are every morning for getting dressed. Your closet should help you answer the question, what do I wear today? And when it's organized in a way that's efficient and you can see what you have and things are divided by type and categories, it makes it easier to know what your options are for what to wear that day. If you are going somewhere and you want a casual look or it's a hot day, you know where you can look. You can go to your tops, you can go to your sleeveless options if it's a hot day, or your short sleeve options depending on where you're going. Or if you need to be a little bit dressier and you want to wear a dress, you know where you can look. You can look at your dresses that are little dressier options. So this is a way to help you make decisions in the morning and get dressed in a way that's simple and efficient. And if this is resonating with you so far, I do have a free top 27 style tips guide that gives you my top tips for not only getting your closet organized, but also having a wardrobe that works for you. So you can grab that by clicking on the link up above or down in the description box. The next easy system or habit is to make sure that every item in your closet has its own hanger. So you're not putting two pieces on the same hanger, you're not clipping two skirts on the same clip hanger, and everything is facing in the same direction. So this is going to make it easier to see what you have. If you're rushing to get dressed in the morning, you only have a couple minutes, you're not going to reach for something that is hiding underneath another piece. You're not going to see it. It's going to make you wear more of your clothes and be more intentional with your wardrobe. This is a really simple one that you can do and you can start doing today. You can go to your closet and see if you have any pieces that are facing opposite directions, multiple items on single hangers. This is going to be something that is one of those easy, simple things that you can start doing today that will make a huge difference. You want to be able to see every single piece that you have in your closet. Because not only is it going to show you what your options are for what to wear that day, it's going to help you wear more of your clothes because you're not forgetting pieces. And it's also going to help you be more intentional when you shop because you're not buying another pair of black pants because you forgot you already have 3 pairs in your closet. You want to make sure that nothing is inside out and that the hangers are not so close together and so tight that you can't even see what you have, that it's hard to get in there and find the pieces that you're looking for when it's time to get dressed. Because if you can't see what you have, there's a really good chance you're not going to wear it. The next simple system or habit that I use is probably my biggest closet rule, and that is to make sure that every piece that's hanging in my closet is 100% ready to be worn. So what that means is that if it's dirty, it's been cleaned or dry cleaned. If it is wrinkled, it's been steamed. If it needs a new button, if a button fell off, the button's been sewn back on. If the pants are too long or the skirt's too long and the hem needs to get taken up, it's been taken up. So everything that that item needs or needed has already been taken care of. So when you go to pull that item in the morning, say you want to wear that piece and you're reaching for it, it's ready to be worn. You don't have to deal with steaming it if you only have 5 minutes to get dressed. You don't have to deal with, oh, the button is off, or I forgot to bring this to the tailor, or I forgot to get this dry cleaned. And so you just shove it back in your closet and forget about it until the next time you go to reach for it. If you are more intentional with your clothes in your closet, make sure that every piece that's hanging is 100% ready to be worn. And if it's not ready, the system I use, so if it's something needs to be steamed, I won't hang it in my closet. I'll put it either on my standing rack or sometimes I'll put it in the back of my closet. If it's something that needs to be dry cleaned, I will put it in a bag by the front door or sometimes even put it in my car to remind me, oh, I need to drop this at the dry cleaners. I won't hang that piece back in my closet until it's ready to be worn. And this is probably my biggest system that I make sure to use in my closet and to recommend to my clients, because if you have clothes that are not ready to be worn, you have a bunch of unfinished decisions in your closet. You have a bunch of things that are just sitting there taking up space, and they're not really options for what to wear. And what you want to have in your closet, the things that are hanging in your closet, you want every single item to be an option for something to wear. For me, I'm someone that I will plan to steam my clothes probably every 2 weeks. So the items that haven't been steamed, they've been washed and wrinkled and I haven't had a chance to steam them, they go on a separate standing rack or they go in the one part of my closet that I'm not going to forget about. And I set a time, I schedule it, I put it in my planner that this time I'm going to spend 15 minutes or 30 minutes steaming my clothes, making sure that they're ready to be worn. The next easy system that will make a huge difference is to make sure that everything that you wear outside of the house, or the things you want to be wearing outside of the house, are hanging in your closet and not stuffed into your dresser or some drawers somewhere. So the things that go in your dresser and your drawers are things like your loungewear, the things that you're only hanging out in at home, that you wouldn't want anyone to see you in, that you don't leave the house in, or your workout clothes or your pajamas. Those things will go in your dresser or your drawers. You're not going to forget about those pieces. And the pieces that you're wearing for your everyday life, or the pieces you want to be wearing, are the ones that should be hanging up in your closet. Because then you go to your closet and you see what your options are for that day. If you have your loungewear and your workout wear mixed in with your everyday clothes, and maybe it's a day that you don't really feel like getting dressed, so you just reach for your sweats. But sometimes what happens is it becomes a habit that we wear the loungewear, we're wearing the sweats every day, and we're not showing up, we're not getting dressed for ourselves, so then we don't feel as great. And then it kind of goes into this cycle where we're not wearing the clothes that we know are going to help us feel good about ourselves. So put your loungewear, put your sweats, put your workout clothes in your drawers, and have the clothes that you want to be wearing and want to be more intentional with hanging up in your closet. And while there's nothing wrong with wearing sweatpants or loungewear, if that's an intentional decision, if that's something you decided, the problem becomes when it's the thing that we reach for because we're tired or it's easy. And so we end up just wearing leggings and a sweatshirt or sweatpants and loungewear, and then we don't really feel good. So that's where it becomes more of a problem and it makes it more of a struggle. So when we see that our options, we have these great everyday options hanging instead of our sweatpants and our leggings, it's going to make us be more intentional with putting together outfits. The next system to have a closet that makes it easy to get dressed is to make sure that everything that is your everyday clothes is front and center in your closet. So one thing I'll see sometimes when I'll go into a client's closet is front and center, they'll have really fancy dresses. That's not what they're wearing every day. And their everyday clothes, the clothes that they want to be wearing, are in the back of their closet or they're shoved somewhere that isn't as accessible. So accessibility is key. The things that you want to be wearing for your everyday wardrobe, the things that you feel good in, that work for your personal life, your work life, put those things front and center. So those are the things that you see first when you're going to get dressed. And the things like your formal dresses, your evening gowns, things like ski jackets, the pieces that you're not wearing regularly, that aren't part of your everyday wardrobe, put those pieces in a less accessible part of your closet. So somewhere in the back of your closet, maybe you're going to put them in a bin overhead, maybe you're going to store them in a different closet. That's going to depend on what your space is like, but the things that are hanging in your closet that are front and center are the pieces that are your options for every day. That's going to make it easier to see what you actually can wear for your day. So for me, I have my coats in the back here. So my heavy coat that I pretty much only wear when I travel east in the winter is in the back of my closet. So that's the least accessible part of my closet. And then I have a couple formal dresses are also towards the back. So they're not front and center. The pieces that are front and center are for my everyday wardrobe. These are the pieces that I reach for. These are the ones that I'm wearing every day that make it easier to get dressed in the morning. If my dresses and my coats were in the main part of my closet, it's gonna make it a little harder to put together outfits. The next thing I recommend doing is to have a maybe rack or a maybe section in your closet of those pieces that don't exactly work, or maybe they don't fit completely right, or maybe you're not sure how to style them, but you're not ready to let those pieces go. So sometimes if you've done a closet edit or a declutter and you've gone through the pieces in your closet, some options are really clear and simple. It's, yes, I love this piece, I wear this piece, it goes back in my closet, or no, this item doesn't work for me, I don't feel great in it, I'm gonna let it go. But there's usually always some pieces that are, I'm not sure, maybe if I knew how to style this, or maybe if I had this tailored, or fill in the blank. Those pieces, I think it's helpful to not have hanging in your everyday wardrobe because they're not really options just yet. So have a standing rack or a separate part of your closet to put those maybe pieces, those question mark pieces. And what I say to make it helpful is to be more intentional with those pieces. So if you want to be wearing more of your clothes, you actually have to practice wearing more of your clothes. So if you're someone that it's hard to put together outfits, or you have a lot of maybe pieces that you're not sure how to style, schedule a time once a week, once every 2 weeks. Maybe it's 15 minutes, maybe it's half an hour if you have it, and practice putting outfits together with those maybe pieces. Pull out a maybe top and pair it with one of your favorite pairs of jeans, or pull out a maybe bottom and pair it with a favorite top. And you might even just wear it around the house and see how you feel. Sometimes you don't need to try those maybe pieces on a night that you're going out and you want to look really cute and put together. You don't have to try those maybe pieces then. Try them more like when you're going to the grocery store or when you're taking the dog for a walk, or even just try them out around the house and see how you feel in those pieces. Once you can be intentional and you're giving yourself the opportunity to test out those maybe pieces, It's going to help you wear more of your clothes, and it's also going to help get rid of decision fatigue. Because if you're taking those maybe pieces and you're just putting them back in your closet without being intentional about them, it's going to be more overwhelming to get dressed. It's going to make it harder when the pieces in your closet aren't 100% pieces that you feel great in. Because sometimes you might really not like the piece, but sometimes it might also be that you're just not sure how to style it. And the only way to figure that out is to practice. The next system that for me is 100% without fail, I do this every single night, is that at the end of the day, every piece has its home. Everything that I tried on or wore that day, if it's not hanging in my closet, it's either in the dry cleaning bag, it's in the laundry basket, or it's back on the hanger ready to be worn. So that's it. It's a simple habit that you are more intentional. So you don't get the clothes piled up on the chair or your bed and you just throw them on the floor, or the pile just keeps getting bigger and bigger because you haven't had a chance to put those pieces back. At the end of each day, take a couple minutes and decide where the pieces go. Decide the items that you wore that day. Do they need to go to the dry cleaner? Do they need to get cleaned and go in the laundry basket? Or can you hang them back up in your closet? That simple habit and routine is going to make it so much easier every day when you go to get dressed, because you can see all your options and you're going through the habit of creating a system that's going to work for you. An organized closet does take systems, and it does take some routine and habits. Once you have these systems in place, it makes it easier to get dressed. You can go to your closet in the morning and you see what options you have. You can pull from the pieces and know that they're ready to be worn. And it makes it easy to make outfits and look put together. And this video is part of the Get Organized HQ virtual YouTube collaboration. You can click on the link up above or down in the description box for a playlist from tons of other presenters with home hacks and organizing tips and systems to make your life and space so much easier. So make sure to watch some of those videos and get some great tips from other presenters. So thanks so much for watching. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you guys next week.